Hey Earthlings, Zombies Cat here, your guides from ZC66 to Movie Magic. Get ready for an out-of-this-world cinematic journey. Let's blast off into the real adventure. Janie, a high school student at John Hughes. As instructor Ted Mosby says, this is not a typical school. But definitely, there are youthful hormones everywhere. Janie's brother and father advised her to go on a date to ease her loneliness. But she's just a girl who wears a ponytail, black glasses, and the dirtiest clothes. She's a nerd who lives in her world. Despite her transparency, Ricky is her crazy fan. Ricky's biggest hobby is waiting for her in her room, composing poems for her, and giving her tapes. Every time, Janie's polite smiles, refusals, and friendly indifference make him even more obsessed. Of course, there were a lot of girls who were her opposite. Take this pinky hot girl, Priscilla. She was a cheerleader, a prom queen, a mean talker, and had a lot of boyfriends. And the classic feature is that she always walks in slow motion. She walks up to Jake with her head held high, informing him that she's in love with the other guy. This frustrated Jake because he was the most popular boy, the first-string quarterback on the football team. The school is full of his photos. He always receives a lot of enthusiastic underwear when he walks along. But since his decision in the last match resulted in the death of a partner, it has cast a huge shadow over his heart. Faced with the double blow of competition and love, he decides to make a bet with his friends. If Jake can turn the most impossible girl into the prom queen, he will win. Now, Jake desperately needs to win. He is in. Friends started looking for this impossible girl. First, they ruled out the hunchback, the albino, and the conjoined sisters, because their special appearance easily catches everyone's attention. When they were in a quandary, Janie comes along. Everything about her, especially the paint on her dress, makes everyone think she can't be the prom queen. But it's bets like this that look funny. Apparently, Janie hadn't realized that she was becoming Jake's prey. Just as she is enjoying her English lessons, an accident occurs. 3 boys who wanted to be a man were snooping around the women's restroom. Cramped space, stifling air, pretty jet, flimsy ceiling. When all these come together, the nastiest and most horrible moment happens. It made Janie lose her appetite for lunch. So when Jake invited her to go on a date and turn into the popular girl, all she could feel was sick to her stomach. Jake doesn't give up, because he's still too scared to get back in the game. He needs a break in other places. He goes home and asks his sister Catherine for help. How to make a girl with paint on her clothes fall in love with me. Catherine teaches him 3 things. The first thing is to earn her trust. Jake stands up to Janie's brother when he's being bullied, but his counterattack accidentally hit Jake. Jake immediately hit him on the ground. Janie is furious at her injured brother, but Jake takes that as a sign to get her trust. So he starts the next thing. To make her feel special, pick a song with her name in it. That always works. But the song about Janie is
Janie Briggs got a gun.
She's got a gun!
Everyone who hears the song about Janie is scared off, and Janie is arrested as dangerous. She can't take Jake's teasing anymore, so she agrees to go out with him to his room. Just when Janie is attracted by the cozy family photo, Jake followed Catherine's advice and did the third thing. Put the icing on the cake. Wow, this is the first time I've felt this sentence so straight. Janie is speechless by his straightforwardness. She left. Everybody knows Jake's not going well, but to save face and win, he announced that he would take Janie to Preston Wassersign's big party to fulfill what he'd said. He arrives at Janie's house with Catherine and a huge box of cosmetics. Despite Janie's objections, they began to transform her. Like all ugly ducklings become swans. The first step is to take off her glasses. The second step is to undo the ponytail. The last step is to put on a beautiful red dress. It doesn't need any skill to turn the girl impossible into a sex goddess. She walks in slow motion. But some things can't be eradicated. Like rude behavior. Janie broke the stairs on her first step. But that doesn't matter. Because when she showed up at the big party, she's gonna wow everyone. And no doubt, it's make cheerleader Priscilla freaking out. When she becomes the life of the party, only poor, smitten Ricky couldn't get near her. Janie felt popular for the first time. But she soon succumbed to alcohol and vanity. Drunkenly, she stands on the balcony. The crowd urged her to jump in the pool. And she did, not realizing that everyone is looking at her as a joke. Priscilla comes up to her and tells her, "It is useless to be beautiful because you are still a loser." Priscilla pours a bottle of water on her chest. Priscilla's insults make Janie realize how ridiculous her behavior had been today. She leaves the party in tears and goes home. Jake realizes that he caused the whole thing. He comes to Janie's house and apologizes. For the first time, they had a deep conversation. Janie talked about taking on the responsibility of caring for her brother after her mother died. She also talked about how she had a dream to study in Paris, but she couldn't afford the $26,000. Her real life is full of hopelessness. That's why she likes to watch romantic movies and expects a prince to come along and bring hope to her life. Jake is touched by her story. He can't help but approach her, just when the kiss is about to happen. Janie's rude behavior ruined everything again. It's like most romantic movies. Their relationship needs to go through more tests before it gets to the end. Although Janie was embarrassed on the day of the big party, but she has made everyone remember her. She is nominated for prom queen. Knowing that Janie also wants to be the prom queen, Priscilla said mean words again. But this time, Janie doesn't cry, because she knows that if she's affected by Priscilla's words, she's recognizing her. So she smiles and walks away. Ricky is still expressing his love for Janie and asking her out every day. Maybe it's just not the right person. Janie couldn't have any response. And love is the most unfair thing of all. Ricky was here first, but he couldn't beat Jake. He could only watch as Jake managed to invite Janie to a football game without any effort. His heart is broken again, but he can't stop loving her. In the intensity of the match, the quarterback, who is not feeling well, passes out. The coach has no choice but to put Jake on the field, but the tragedy is still in the back of his mind. He knows he has to get over it. He walks onto the field with the ball. Once again, he throws the ball out of his hand. The bad throw caused the game to lose. But Janie says he had done it. He'd found himself, and the girl with the glasses had found herself. They should have hugged and kissed right now, but Jake's friend Justin wasn't going to make it easy for him to win the bet. He whispered in Janie. Jake immediately apologized in frustration. He regretted approaching her over a bet, but in the process, he really fell for her. Janie asks, puzzled,
"What bet?"
Jake looks at Justin in shock. Justin's whisper just now was pretending to tell a secret. Getting Jack to say the bet himself would have done more damage. Janie cried again and left because of the same man. They're both in pain because of separation. Jake wants to apologize to Janie. Janie wants to hear his explanation. So they both showed up at tonight's prom. But Janie is Justin's partner. Jake is with Catherine. They are distracted, can't help but look at each other. During the dance, Catherine kissed Jake. Janie left in a rage. Jake tries to go after her but is announced as the prom king. The prom queen is the most eye-catching conjoined sister. Looking at the happy Jake, Janie accepted Justin's invitation to the hotel. Jake immediately chases after her. Of course, in this chase, there is Ricky who has been protecting Janie. The plot is still familiar. The lead character has a smooth path. The supporting actor is always in trouble. Love can't be forced. If you insist, you'll get hurt. Jake arrived at the hotel room only to find Justin and Priscilla on the bed. Learned Janie was already home. First, he hit Justin and Priscilla, because their words are full of disrespect for Janie. He arrived at Janie's house as fast as he could, only to be told by her father that she had left for the airport. She's going to drop everything and leave for Paris. When Jake arrived at the airport, he was blocked by a crowd. It's like all romantic movies. A confession of romance to a girl moves the whole airport. They opened the lane for him. While Ricky, who was all bruised up, was told by everyone he should give up the wrong person. Janie's plane is about to take off. She keeps walking to the gate, but he can't catch her. He had to pick up a passing kid's football. This time, he doesn't miss. The football landed squarely on Janie's head. The power of love gives him back his ability to throw. His sincere apology and confession won Janie's heart. Even though the stewardess told them, "Your stupid hormones." It doesn't end well for your love. Everybody knows she is right. But so what? They're stupid high school students who've just come of age. Even if their love doesn't lead to marriage. But marriage is never the end of love. They've already gained a more mature, new version of themselves by love. Thanks for joining Zombies Cat on this cosmic ride-through, not another teen movie. Abduct the subscribe button, hit the bell, and stay me out of this world. Until next time, keep those reels rolling. Zombies Cat signing off.